Let's go.
Okay.
Start your engines. Okay.
What the frick was that? Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another podcast episode of Are We Nerds with just me, Emily, one. If you're a visual person here, Dana's back.
Ah, ah.
We kicked
You'll
Emily out
notice
of the
that I
band.
don't look like Emily.
Emily, we voted her off the island. No, I'm just kidding. She's having
But
a
oh,
little break because that's just how our March schedule is looking. You'll see why. Um, but obviously, welcome back, Dana. Thank you for being on this episode. But it makes sense why she's my guest. Okay? This is about our world of webtoons and webcomics, which can also be tagged as manhwas because we read a lot of Korean like stories. So,
true.
um, this is going to be somewhat of a longer episode, maybe, depending on what we talk about and the powerful editing power that Chinny has. We love her. Thank you.
We're gonna try not to
Ramble.
go on too many tangents or ramble. We already actually recorded this episode, or we thought we recorded it. We talked for a long time.
A long time. And
A
we were like,
long
no.
time. To no avail. And
Yeah.
so we've made some edits, so hopefully this won't be so long,
Yeah.
but we'll see. We
But
are who we are, and we like to talk a lot.
yeah, we're the sister duo and we have a lot to say. So, I mean, we're just here to help you guys. This is a video of our webtoon, webcomic, manhwa recommendations where you can find them, what we like about them, and then like a deep dive into like our world and genres we usually tend to stick to and, you know, all of that. So, let's just get cracking. Let's get right into it. What do you like what do we like about webcomics? Like what is it that makes our brain go like, "Whoa."
I like the formulaic nature of a lot of these manhwas. You know exactly what plot line, roughly, you're going to be following for each genre. Like uh, the dungeons ones, like all of the supernatural powers and all of those, have their own plot lines. The fantasy historical ones have their own plot lines. The cultivation ones have their own plot lines. And you know roughly how the story is going to go. And it gives you that kind of instant gratification um, that you kind of start to crave when you start to read manhwas and these web comics with some regularity. You know exactly what's going to happen, and it gives your brain that little burst of dopamine when it happens, and it's just
Right.
chef's kiss.
I love that it's like colored. It has pictures. Colored picture. It's like so basic why. And like you were saying, it's the usual thing. It doesn't really like go off path with the different genres and tropes that are in it. I like how it's kind of all the same, but then you get excited when it's like a little different, you know. And that when you were
Yeah.
saying that, that had me thinking. I was like, isn't it with like neurodivergent people that like they really,
Pattern recognition.
yeah, then they don't like straying off the path because they're not like comfortable with it not being the like usual or
We
something
don't like
familiar.
change.
Yeah.
Oh.
I was like, oh my God, wait. I don't know how
Oh
true that
no.
is. But I mean, that would make sense why we like it so much.
it's it's something that we don't have to devote, and this is going to sound bad, but
Brain
we don't
power.
have to devote a lot of brain power
Yeah.
to reading these things. Like it's all laid out for you right there. You don't have to use your imagination unless you want to, theorize about what's going to happen. But you already kind of know what's going to happen because we talked about the formulaic nature of these things. So it's kind of mindless fun, really.
It's just like something that you just need to like rest your mind but still engage it. And I think that this is a good like medium
Yeah.
for people to get into. So, I mean,
Hmm. Agree.
I just love everything about it. Favorite genres? I feel like we usually, you and I, stick to the same stuff. I might go off the path with like cultivation or, stuff like solo leveling, where it's yeah, like dungeons and stuff like you were saying, or like, these portals that just appear one day in the world and then people are like, I have powers. Like, literally, I love those. But what do we usually read?
I usually, well, I think we both read isekai the most. So, your
What?
your trope of truck-kun. Uh,
Yeah.
and
He'll
um,
bring you there to the next world.
somebody, yeah, some girl just like dying of overwork or exhaustion at her work desk, and then she wakes up and she's in a different universe or whatever
She's
in
in
some
the
novel that
villainous
she was
body.
reading in a web comic, for example, and she's the villainess and whatever. So yeah, isekai, and then those isekais normally fall into historical romance, drama, a mixture of those, and that's normally what I read.
Yeah.
You, like you said, tend to drift off more into what would be considered shonen and manga.
Yeah, so like more like modern fantasy things. Well, I mean, we also like sometimes feel like there's not really that much like actual just modern romance. I'm trying to think of like other things that are not on Webtoon. Probably like Business Proposal, and What's Wrong with Secretary Kim, but then that falls in between like workplace romance.
Yeah,
Yeah. I feel like the modern ones are usually, college, high school, or like workplace romance. That's
yeah.
usually modern world stuff. But is, do we have any tropes we hate? Um,
The thing that I hate the most, I don't know if it's necessarily a trope, but it is a theme, is the miscommunication. Miscommunication that happens a lot in every single manual that I've ever read. There's been some kind of miscommunication or misunderstanding that could really be solved by a simple conversation, and that conversation never happens. Or if it does happen, it happens at the end.
wow, I feel like I'm back in the Naruto episode where we like ended the episode with like it's all about communication, y'all.
So, also communicate. Like, literally, so much in your life. This is for real talk, real quick.
This is a cute
In
little
your
therapy
life
session.
and in like anime in general, none of this shit would happen to you or like whatnot if people had communicated with you or if you communicated to people.
Like literally everything could be solved if you communicated, and that's
Just
true.
talk.
That's true in here too, and
Yeah.
I get that. One thing I don't like is when um sometimes I'm like, give revenge. Stop trying to go back with the person that like literally killed you in your past life.
Yeah.
Leave him. Leave
Yeah.
him. I, girl.
I
Ugh.
support women's wrongs when it comes to the revenge regression manhwas. I want her to go bananas and just get revenge on everyone. One thing that I will say in terms of like themes that I don't really like, and maybe this is just something that's wrong with the whole like manhwa uh, industry, I think, is you have a lot of it's really heavily reliant on classist ideas of society,
Yes.
classism, and then there's a lot of sometimes a little bit of racism too with those like Arab coded. Ooh, it just it's yucky. It's icky. Some people do it right. Some people it's just like, oh, this is a character and this is what they look like, and their skin color doesn't have anything to do with you know what's going on, and if it does, then it's like done in a tasteful way. Sometimes straight up racist.
It honestly doesn't take that much time to put little research into like the characters you're going to like be making, right? And I feel like that's a theme not most of the time, but in some manual where you're just like, what are you like? What is this?
It's like it's diversity for the sake of it being a plot point, just like a little fun, like, and it's not
Yeah.
nice. It's not
And then
nice,
one
and I don't
thing
like it.
too, especially with the historical romance ones, like I get that back then women's rights were like nothing,
Non-existent.
but I hate when they make them so like obedient and like hollow
Yeah.
people.
The world of manhwa sometimes,
Every industry has their problem, and we're just
yeah,
discussing it. There's no
it's
problem with it.
it brought to mind like it's a discussion that could be had though that like some women are so like entrenched in like patriarchal society and patriarchal like thoughts that they see other women as competition and enemies basically for the attention of a man. And like that's sometimes true, but I think we're as a society and as a species like trying to lean away from that, but
Yeah, and I guess you can say that's like fault with creators and like um authors as well with these like stories that not saying that all of them are like women, but like with people that are like putting these like submissive tropes or like the like misleading
this like
things.
perpetuating falsehoods of
Yeah,
about
like
how women behave.
not every I don't know, like every woman like is submissive. Not every woman is like hollow. They have emotions. They're allowed to be
Yeah.
upset, these type of things, or like the whole like miscommunication where they're first to like step into like an aggressive thing when it comes to like a man or that type of stuff where I'm just like, and that's why some people, some stories do female characters really well. And like this is like a thing that a lot of people have problems with when like reading basic like isekai historical romance things that I see because I'll read the comments first before I like let me see if I can like dive into this. And then like it's just like half star, 2 stars, 1 star, or they're just like dropped. It'd be like it's so cliche. It's so like just horrible writing about like women, that type of thing. And I'm just like, dang, where's good stuff? But you know what is
Yeah.
good stuff? The things we're gonna recommend. Because
True.
I feel like if we like it, then it's a safe pass, okay? I'm because
Yeah, we're
we're not down for bullshit.
presenting yeah, we're presenting vetted options to
Yeah.
you.
Yeah.
So, just know
Yeah.
we've got taste.
Taste.
But
Okay?
to finish up the tropes, because that's where we originally strayed from. There's tropes that I like. Um, the Duke of the North,
Oh, right, yeah, yeah.
love him. Any version of him, love him. It's that
I
from the last episode, like misunderstood, moody, quiet, um,
yeah. I kind of
but
like
will
the
actually,
illegitimate child trope. If they do it well.
yeah. If
If
it's
they
not so
do it well.
classist, then yeah,
Yes. 'Cause I'm just like, oh, but then sometimes they make the dad or like, the parental figure for that person like really horrible where like you shouldn't go back to them just because you had like went back in time. But sometimes it's like
yeah,
a misunderstanding thing where you'll see with one of Dana's recommendations. Well, she's not an illegitimate child, but like just to go back in time, father daughter relationship thing, you'll see why.
yeah.
They do that sometimes. But
Mhm.
so, like we had said, we're gonna give y'all the good recommendations, okay? And the first platform that we're going to talk about is stories on Webtoon because I believe still that this is the most accessible. Still, most things are free app where you can read these things legally. So,
Agreed.
um, since you're the guest, Dana, why don't you start with your first one?
So this first one is Act Like You Love Me. This is a modern romance, not a lot of magic going on, which is something that I normally don't read. This is ongoing. We're at 93 chapters right now. Not looking like it's going to be ending anytime soon, so that's good for me. I don't know if that's good for y'all. This follows this, 25-year-old girl called Jion. She is a workaholic, bro. Like, she is working 3 jobs all the time, but not like a career salary woman. She's like a temp girl, okay? She's working all these minimum wage jobs, and you don't really know why. You know that she's sending money to her mom, and her mom doesn't live with her, but they haven't really dived into that yet in the manhwa. Uh, she, by chance, ends up spending the day with this famous actor who's a little bit of a recluse in terms of like his social life. He's got a reputation for being a little bit of an asshole. He's a little pretentious, um, and like why? Like he's got some trauma in the back. Uh, the kicker is, by some weird happenings, she finds out that this toy, this like plushy toy, is able to control his actions, and she can, as long as she like for example, this is plushy toy, okay? She says, "Hey, do this," and then he will do whatever she's told the toy to do,
Wherever he's at. And the toy is so funny
wherever
looking.
he is. It's so
It's got a
funny,
stupid
dude.
little.
You have to. It does. It just. We're sticking our tongue out for listeners. Just a little blip.
Yeah, we're making the weird plushy face.
You're gonna have to look it up if you want to know what it is. But yeah, this is just a really lighthearted. It's funny. There's a little bit of a love triangle, which I normally don't like, but you can power through it, or you can be like Emily and just give up. There's
a lot of stuff I give up.
It's a lighthearted comedic romance, and I read a lot of romance manhwa. This one is the first one in a really long time that's made my heart go pit-a-pat. It's like it makes me giggle like a little girl. It's so fun. I love it.
Well, you know what would make you giggle like that? Kicking feet, going ee hee hee. My recommendation, Daytime Star, y'all. When I was saying like it's really about the art for me, like this is it. Okay, this story is so good. It's ongoing right now. We're sitting at 57 chapters. But it seems to be a type of thing where it's like completed otherwise, but it's just now being like uploaded like weekly to Webtoon. So, but this basically
But that means that it should be uploading with regularity, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But this is also a modern love story that deals with not just one celebrity, but 2 celebrities. Okay? But one of them is a struggling no-name actress. Her name is Yura, and she's like having it rough in the industry, y'all. Like she's been trying so hard, and she's so wholesome and sweet that she deserves the fame, but she's just been down on her luck. Like it hasn't been happening. But she lands this role in a movie with the super famous celebrity Young. That's his name, okay? And he's good looking, y'all. He's like, I'm trying to think of an equivalent of like male actors. Name a super hot young male actor right now. That's buff.
Ooh, young. I can think of Korean idols.
Okay, give a Korean idol, and then everyone you can
Jaehyun.
look them up. Jaehyun?
Yeah.
Yeah.
From NCT 127.
Yeah.
Or
Mingyu.
Doyoung?
It's a Mingyu. It's a Mingyu moment, okay? Yeah.
He is a Mingyu.
Okay, yeah. So, she lands a minor role
Oh
in like this movie where he's like the main lead, and she's like, this incident happens, he like saves her, and then like he keeps seeing her crying every time he bumps into her, and that just like he's like, why am I always thinking about her? Like, what is it? What is it about her? So,
probably because she's crying all the time.
But then these two reunite in this new movie called Time, and Yura, she's like finally leveling up, okay? Like she's like, I'm gonna make a name for myself. Things are looking good. But you know what's also looking good? Her love life with our main actor dude. And it's like healthy how it's going. You know what I mean? Like he is like, helping her out, but not in like I'm helping you out because I want you to get with me type thing. You know what I mean? He's like genuinely trying to help her with her career, but also like, feelings develop between them and stuff. And so,
Wholesome.
yeah, it is. And like kind of spoiler, but just to like, get you like into it, okay? Like her ex-boyfriend was like shitty as hell. Like to the point where
Typical.
like abusive. Like
Oh.
emotionally and at some points physically. Okay, it was bad. Yeah. He the main actor dude, Seong Yeon, he like figures out about this. He go beats him up. But the thing is,
Oh.
yeah, but the thing is that he's so powerful like in society that he keeps it hush hush, and that the fact that the ex-boyfriend actor dude can't say anything about it.
Oh. NDA.
I'm like, it's so good. It's so
Okay,
so
so
good.
I want your viewers and listeners to know that this is exactly how our conversations go, like organically, when we're talking and trying to convince each other to read the manhwas that we're reading. Like this
We're like,
is
girl,
how it goes.
literally me yesterday with this new this new like manhwa that I was reading. I was like, the red sleeve, girl. I was like, made crown prince, but it's healthy. Out of 5 stars, 4.5. Because more things could be happening, but I think we're getting there. I think we're getting there with recent chapters.
Yeah.
So, all right. What's your next one?
Well, my next one is completed. Unfortunately, this one is on Daily Pass right now because it's been out for, I think, 2 years now. It's completed. Anyway, this one is called Unholy Blood. And I know that I said I don't read modern ones a lot, but this one is also a modern one. And the other one is a modern one. So,
But there's like supernatural.
but yeah, there's caveats, okay? It's 94 chapters. It's completed. This one is on Daily Pass, unfortunately, because it's been done for maybe a couple years now.
Boo.
Like I said, boo. I know. It's just so
Worst Webtoon feature they introduced.
yeah. Stupid capitalistic scheme. Anyway, this is a modern one set in a timeline where vampires have become kind of like an epidemic across Korea. And it kind of discusses the social upheaval that would come with a vampiric epidemic, if you will. And our main character, Hyeon, is a vampire. But she's not your regular vampire.
She's nice.
She's a little special. She's a good vampire.
She's a good vampire.
And she has to kind of go on this it's one of those classic she's got this found family, and somebody comes in and just fucks it up, and she has to go on a journey to like save her family, but in turn like save the world. And she has to team up with a detective from the like anti-vampire unit, who is super hot, by the way. And it's you kind of get to follow their relationship from like enemies to reluctant partners to lovers and friends, and it's just so well done. The art is amazing. There were twists and turns, and shock factor was fantastic. It was such a good story, and even at the end, like it makes you feel kind of sympathetic, or not sympathetic, but like you understand where the villain. I was not sympathetic towards the villain. Others were.
It's like it's like you read it and then you're like, damn, it really didn't need to be like this. Like this is horrible that this happened.
It was like
this is tragic.
They stabbed you with that knife and then they just twisted it at the end, and it was
Like,
so well done.
oh yeah, it's well done when like literally your heart is like hurting when you're reading it. We're like, oh no,
Damn it!
no, damn it! like your hand
But-
banging on the pillow because we read this at night. We're just like, good,
No.
no.
But yes, it was really good. Honestly, one of the best manhwas I've ever read. Completed anyway.
Yeah, it was really good.
Out of 5 stars, damn, 4.9? 5,
Oh, I was
maybe.
just
I don't
about to
know.
say that. You and me.
It was really good.
All right. My next one is like Dana said, I'm all about the dungeon stuff, okay? Like literally I'm collecting solo leveling. I love that you can like get these in print now. I saw that you could like or when they were putting them in English print, I was like, I gotta have it cuz like this is when I was just finishing up solo leveling. So I was like, give it to me now. Like that was the vibe. This is like solo leveling but like more comedic and at this point not really that serious, you know, with like how things are going. If you know, you know. But this is called My S-Class Hunters, all right? We're at about 50, I think 51 chapters now, because I think it had just updated. But, 50 to 51 chapters right now. This is about Finn. He's an F ranker, so he's like the lowest of lows. He has a younger brother that's like celebrity status S ranker, just really good at what he does. He's like super strong. But Eugen, our main dude, he feels like he's in the way all the time, which, like, he is. Can't that. I mean, he can. But he's in the way, okay? And so one day, he's in a raid in this dungeon. And dungeons are, like, super dangerous places, right? This is where, like, the supernatural creatures and, like, beings are. And, like, you kill these things to get, like, magical items and stuff, right? And so he's in this routine dungeon raid, but things go terribly wrong, okay? And Eugen's older brother ends up saving his younger brother and dying in the process. And Eugen's like heartbroken. He's like, "Damn, what am I gonna do? How am I gonna fix this? Like, I was weak." He's like, "What am I gonna do? My younger brother, he's dead. Magical being or something, or like the system is like, hey, we can grant you a wish." And he's like, "Okay, I want to go back in time." But it turns out that with him going back in time, he gained like these special abilities. So he's able to know which people are like going to become high-ranking like hunters in this world. But he also has the ability to like make them part of his entourage and make them stronger. Basically, he's kind of like a mom.
It's giving Mother Goose.
Yes. It's just really funny. I like it. It's comedic. It's got action in it at the same time. You know, the dungeon lifestyle thing. It's pretty fun. I'm enjoying it. I binged it, so I mean, I feel like if you binge it, it's good. So that's my second recommendation.
So my last one for the Webtoon category is, I think, probably my favorite completed Webtoon that I've ever read. Ever. Because this one, oh my god, I'm gonna get into it. Let me tell you what it is. This is Devil Number 4. If you are in our Discord, you will notice that my icon for Discord is the main character of this manhwa. I love it so much. And just wow. Okay, so this is completed 120 chapters. However, there is a lot of spin-off with this series about other characters and other couples. So you have that to look forward to if that's your speed. I didn't really care for that too much because I was really just invested in the main couple, but if that's your thing, then you'll be happy because it's a lot of content after the main story is done. This one is unfortunately on Daily Pass as well because it's been completed for a year or so now. I don't really remember. I think I was reading this when during like peak COVID time. I was still in college, I think, when I was reading this. Anyway, so this follows our main character, Hannah Yoon, who is a like down on her luck college kid. She ain't got no money. She's living in like a tiny, tiny little micro room, and she is just like she doesn't have any family. She is running out of hope. Enter our devil number 4, who tries to make her a deal in exchange for her soul to like better her life. she's like, I don't really know. Like, our girl is smart. She's like, I don't know if I should really give up my soul. Like, let me kind of test this out to see like how this is going. And she's basically like milking the beneficial part of the relationship without giving up her soul just yet. But in this modern world, since devils exist, angels must exist also, and they interfere in the human world quite often, and it sometimes doesn't go so well. And so you have external forces messing with Hannah's life, and you have the devil number 4, who is beginning to have conflicted feelings about Hannah and his job, and the nature of the world itself. What does it all mean if you don't have anybody to share it with? Oh my god. You guys, this relationship, it was so like tragic. It was so good. You guys know how I feel if you've seen episodes with me before where I talk about ships. The super tragic hurt so good kind of, oh my god, kind of vibe. It's
beautiful.
my favorite. It's beautiful. It's like the Danny DeVito, you guys know the TikTok where he's like, "Oh my god, I get it." That was me when I read this for the first time, and the art is beautiful, you guys. Stop. I could go on about this forever, but I won't.
Yeah.
Emily,
Much love to you, but
please.
don't. Please.
Much love to you, but shut the fuck up.
My last recommendation is one that we're both reading. This is called My In-Laws Are Obsessed with Me. It's got 56 chapters right now, and this follows the story of this count's daughter. It's literally like at the beginning Cinderella, okay? Like her dad remarries, evil stepmom, stepsister, but not evil until after the dad is dead, and they're like, we're going to scheme and come up with this plot with your lover to kill you so we can get the inheritance that your dad left.
Yeah, big yikes.
And so, like, they were successful. She ends up dying, but then somehow she wakes up back in the past before she was murdered. And she was like, well, this isn't going to happen again. I'm going to do something. And so, the trope that we love, okay, she goes to like the Grand Duke and is like, you and me need to get married. And he's like, no, that's weird. And for some reason, he ends up like killing her, right? Or something like that. But the thing is that his blood and their like family is like cursed, okay? Their blood is poison.
Toxic
Love, literally, okay? So, but guess what? Poison doesn't work on her. And he's like,
oh.
Literally, when they're like burying her body into the ground, she wakes up and he's
oh my
like,
god, yeah.
He's like, what the hell? And
hey,
she's
yo,
like,
what the
she's really like in the grave, like,
not again.
And so then they end up going under like a contract marriage because she's like, I need revenge and we need to get married so that it's not weird and because I need your power like that you have in society. And with that, you can like experiment on me because your poison doesn't kill me. And this is the first case that you have of that. So, but along the way, relationships are made. Lots of schemes are happening. It's drama, okay? But like written really well, okay? Like really well.
Really good.
And the art is beautiful and I love her relationship with the little Duke. It's so wholesome.
Yeah, this is another thing. That's a really important plot point is this the Grand Duke has this like kid that he, is his ward basically. And she becomes like this mother figure to him, kind of like reluctantly at first. It felt like
Yeah.
she was like, "Oh, a kid." Not that she was like uncomfortable with children, but she just didn't want to get too close to him because she knew that she was going to leave eventually. But that's the thing that I love about these manhwa, though, is that they never want to be super close with the kid, and then you know how kids are.
Yeah. I like seeing these
He's got
relationships form.
her wrapped around his little finger. It's so cute.
And it's angsty. I love it. It's so good.
Oh my god, yeah.
It's the type of thing where
That's
like
the perfect word for it.
you see the Duke like develop feelings for her slowly
Yes.
in like a
Yes,
very
it's
subtle
not
way
rushed.
too.
Yes. It's like little things where like if you were first reading a manhwa, maybe you wouldn't like if this was your first manhwa that you ever read, maybe you wouldn't notice. But we're experienced. And so we notice these little things and we're like, "Oh my god, you like her."
It's so good, y'all. It's so good. I highly recommend this one as well. I would give this 4.9 stars right now. Like even though it's like not done or like close to being done, I feel like
I
it's
don't know if I would go 4.9.
I would. This has got everything I love in it.
I think I would need to read it a little bit more before I gave it a 4.9. Maybe it's a 4.5 though, for sure.
Okay, right. But that's it with our Webtoon recommendations. Now we're going to get into like other apps and sites that you could find our recommendations on that are legal. We love legal
Yes.
things. Support your
Um
author
yes.
so
Do
that
that.
they can keep creating. All right? We love it.
Yes.
I will say though, I'm gonna literally throw out the first two that I have because of the thing that I started and caught up to last night. Because it's that good.
Oh,
It's
wow.
that good.
Okay.
But obviously,
Wow.
Dana, you can get wow.
Going
You
off
can
script. All right.
going off script, y'all. We're getting crazy up in here.
Okay.
But you can start.
Let's do this.
Yeah, let's
Oh,
do this.
thank
Let's
you.
do this.
Let's go. Start your engines. Okay.
What the fuck was that?
You're in the mouse race. The rat race, if you will. You can edit this into the beginning, Chinny, if you want, like a little blooper reel. Anyway, my first webtoon, or manhwa, sorry, manhwa that's not on Webtoon,
There you
is
go.
Father, I Don't Want to Get Married, or Father, I Don't Want This Marriage. Translations vary sometimes. This one you can read legally on Tapitoon. It's ongoing. We're sitting at about 96 chapters right now. And boy, oh boy, is this one a roller coaster. So, this one is a regression themed. So, she's not technically isekai, I don't think.
No,
She
because
doesn't go into a different
she's not going into
body.
a different world either.
No, she just regresses back in time.
Yes.
So, this one follows our main character, Juvelian. Everybody in this thing has weird ass names except for the crown prince. Okay. Um, yeah. So she in the original timeline is a villainess. Everybody
Brat.
hates her. She's a little bit of an asshole. She's a brat. Okay. And she's dating the this is he's like a young duke or something, right? Like he's
He's like a
some schmuck.
Marquise or
I don't know.
something like that. But he's like
Whatever.
the
He's a
most like
nobody.
pretty dude and like
Okay,
high
he's not a nobody.
society. Something like that.
Yeah, he's not a nobody, but you know, he's a scrub
Right.
basically, and
Here.
he is an asshole also. So they're perfect for each other. Anyway, she's got this dad. He's a little bit of a he's not absent, but he's just kind of like apathetic towards her. He just doesn't seem to really care about her, and that doesn't sit well with her. She's like trying to be a daddy's girl so bad, and he's just not having any of it. And basically, shit goes down. It looks like her dad is trying to lead a rebellion against the empire. He's like the most powerful duke or whatever, and shit hits the fan for them. She ends up offing herself in prison.
Yeah. Because she thinks that
in
her
the
dad
original
wants her to
timeline.
die because he hands her the knife.
Yeah. Yeah, he gives her a knife basically, and she's like, "Oh my god, my dad doesn't
Wants me to
even want
kill
me to
myself.
live anymore." So I'm gonna do exactly that, and she does, and it's really tragic. So then her timeline restarts, and she's like, "You know what? Fuck this. I'm not gonna die. I'm just gonna, and you know what? I'm gonna break up with my toxic boyfriend, who's like a scrub anyway. I'm gonna give up on gaining my dad's affection because fuck that guy,
She's like, obviously
and
he
I'm
doesn't
gonna
love
live my
you.
life." Yeah, he doesn't even love me anyway. Girl,
Wrong.
well, yeah. Her dad, she thinks, is trying to arrange a marriage for her. And she's like, oh my god, he and the crown prince are like buddies, and he's like some awful war demon who like never takes off his weird ass helmet, so he's probably really ugly. And he's also like evil. So he's gonna try to marry me off to this guy, and I don't want that. So she starts a relationship with her father's student, who, surprise, surprise, is a crown prince, and he's actually super hot.
Right.
Well,
And he's in love with her,
this,
bro.
yeah, he is infatuated with
He
her.
fell
Like,
hard.
he is very puppy love, retriever boy. Maybe not retriever. He's more like a loyal black cat
Cane
kind of
Corso.
situation. Cane Corso. So, anyway,
Doberman.
really the reason why we like this story, though, is because of the dual storylines that you have between the main female lead and the crown prince and their relationship, but it's also about her relationship with her father, who actually has probably a more tragic backstory than she does.
Oh no,
And
totally 100%. But it's like
Emily,
the misunderstanding trope. That's
it's heavy in this one.
It's heavy, but like you learn that like actually he like was distant and like did all this stuff like to protect her, but obviously the miscommunication between them had led them to like, you know, her dying in her first life. But
Yeah.
it's
So
sad as fuck.
in the most recent chapters, I will say, and this is incentive for you to catch up, is that
They go
you
into his
get more
backstory.
background. Well, yeah, no, they go into
Why?
his backstory, but you also understand how she regressed.
Oh.
Like, what was the process of that? They go into
Did he
that,
have
which they
something to do
normally
with
don't
it?
do. It's, yeah.
Ah! Oh, with the magician dude. Oh, crazy.
Dude, it's so, this
Crazy.
is a, oh my god, it hurts so good kind of thing. You'll a theme,
Oh my
okay?
god.
Um, but yeah, it's so, this again, this is a regression story that is just like really different from any of the other ones that I've ever read before. It's really good.
Yeah, it's not my favorite art.
5 out of 5.
Yeah, it's not my favorite art style, but the storyline and like the things that are happening like make you want to read more. It's not bad art
Yeah,
by any means.
no.
It's just different. So,
Stylistic wise,
stylistically,
not normally what we would read. Um, and the little, there's like little, I don't know what you would call that, the little bits at the end where they're like, next episode, like
okay,
little preview
yeah.
things where it's like a little mini trailer. It's so
I'm
cute.
like, don't do that to me. 'Cause there's no fucking chapter to read that.
And they always pit like the father against the boyfriend.
He's like, the father's like,
It's so cute.
you do not deserve my daughter. And
And Max is like the crown prince. He's like, father. It's so cute. Anyway,
okay, my first recommendation is the only like story that has actually like made me cry reading it. Okay. This
oh
was
yeah,
pretty good. It's a short read too, so something that like most people can finish in a day. Okay. This is called Two Steps Away. You can find this on Lezen. I'm pretty sure that's how you say it. Like I said, it's completed. We're at 50 chapters for it. This is about a carefree, average high school student girl. Her name's Hosu. She's just like not really special. She's just living day by day, doing her thing. But then comes in Danwoo, who is this attractive, untouchable, like really intellectual, smart, top of the student class, like person. And he's like, you know what? He announces, he's like, you know what? I want to sit next to Hosu. And Hosu's like, we have never like talked before, like at all. Like, what? Why do you want to sit next to me now? Like, what is this? And so, um, turns out that he wants to be as close to her as possible because, um, there seems to be a thing that she helps him with. But the thing is that, I mean, with that, obviously, relationships are going to develop. You're going to get an insight to each other's lives if you're around each other that much. Like, you're going to see things. You're going to learn about his trauma. And when I tell you the trauma that he goes through and his backstory is sad as shit. And it made me cry with, like, the end chapter stuff and him just coming to terms with, like, his trauma and, like, figuring, like, just coming to terms with himself, too, that, like, it wasn't his fault because he lost someone really close to him. And it's just so beautiful with how they deal with it and like her helping him.
Well, since it's only 50 chapters, maybe
The only thing that has made me like cry. I was in my bed and I was like, because it made me think about, man, what would I do if I lost my older sister?
she loves me.
I do. Ew.
We're not a very affectionate sibling duo, I would like
No.
you to know.
No.
We are, I would say,
Way
best
closer.
friends.
Yes. Way closer than we used to be.
Girl, you don't even
hated
know.
me.
She was so fucking annoying. Anyway,
Insight. No,
well,
wait. Insight.
here's the
She,
thing.
as a kid,
No.
ignored me. Ignored me. Yeah, but as you can see, our relationship, someday you just sit down with your siblings and you're like, you know what? We're cool now.
Yeah.
And then you just forget about everything. Oh, you don't forget.
Okay,
But,
so our relationship didn't improve until I moved away for my freshman year of college.
yeah, but look at us now.
Look at us.
You're on my
Who would have thought?
podcast. And we're geeking out about webtoons and
Who would have
webcomics.
thought?
Who would have thought? Not me.
Not me. Anyway, next one for me is
your last rec.
another really saga of a comic. This one is called The Great Wish. This is ongoing, although I think we're nearing the end, I believe. I don't really know what else we could do in terms of plot developments. We're at 146 chapters. This one you can read on Tapas, or I'm pretty sure that's how you say that. Okay, so this is a little bit more in tune with what I would normally read. This is a historical fantasy, I suppose. Our main character, what's her name? Sienna. She is a crown princess, or not crown princess, but she's the only princess of this imperial family, and they kind of run like a theocracy. So the imperial family believe that they are divine beings. And you know that they're divine beings because they have these like colored streaks in their hair. That's just a marker. And then there's like some other like ritualistic things that determine whether or not you're a divine being.
Genetics.
Anyway, yeah. Anyway, she kind of doesn't have a personality like at all outside of being trained to become emperor one day. But she starts having these dreams of a future that hasn't happened yet, far down the line, and she's like, wait a damn minute.
Prophetic dreams.
This is not matching up with like how I think my life trajectory is going to go. And the life that she's seeing in her dreams, her future is really like hollow and just not fulfilling in a way that she would want.
Boring.
Yeah, not even boring, just like tragic, really. And it's making her question her current reality, like, do I really want this? It's a really introspective look into her own psyche and her like unlearning all of this propaganda related to the imperial family and her divine nature that isn't, is it real or not? Is she a divine being? We don't know. Um, and to help her on this journey, she meets this man who is kind of like a he's giving Dimitri from the 1997 Anastasia or 1998. 97,
I think
98.
it's 98.
98. A good year. I was born in 98.
Yeah.
Shut the fuck up, Emily.
Keep going.
Anyway,
Okay.
she meets this Dimitri guy. His name isn't Dimitri, but we're gonna call him that. And he basically helps her learn how to be human and have emotions and react properly to things. This is really, if you're into like political intrigue and like court drama, this is that at like kind of a higher level than you would normally get in a regular schmegular historical drama. So
Yeah, it seems to be like a deeper dive into like
it is.
the insight to like court life and like the political, socio-political like drama that ties into like basically imperial life and like how it affects people.
It is.
And
if you remember the CW show Rain,
that
it's kind of like that.
Some serious stuff. Okay.
Not so much comedy in that one.
No. So, like I said, I scrapped my last recommendation from what I have written down already. No, wrong word. Wrote down. Typed down. Typed out.
From what we had planned.
Yeah, because I found this on TikTok. Thank you. I love it. I found this on TikTok and I was like, this looks intriguing. And it was. Enough to where I was like, everyone needs to read this, okay? This is also on Tapas. It's currently still airing chapters, episodes, whatever you want to call it. This is called The Red Sleep. Now, this is historical, but not like historical fantasy. This is like historical romance. Deep dives into like political inner court stuff as well. But I wouldn't say it's as serious as your last recommendation when it comes to that. This is basically like a story of a relationship between a palace maid and the crown prince. So
in like Joseon era, Korea.
Yeah.
Okay.
So basically, this palace maid loves reading books. She's literate. She's like part of like the middle class society at this time, so she is literate. Okay. So she loves living her life like the leading ladies of lore that she reads from, and she's headstrong. So she's not like, oh, I'm a little palace maid and I have to live my life.
She's like, I can read, bitch.
As a useless woman, you know how people tend to do. So, in order to support her family and send money back home to her brothers that are taking the civil servant exam, slates literature and sells that. So, while juggling palace chores, and she does pranks on the side, like she's crazy. It says, be it fortune or ill fate, rumors of her name's Dokyum. Literary talent spreads, and everyone from the queen to the crown prince takes note of her skills. So she'll like write, like transcribe romance stories of the time and like give them to the princesses, and and even the king was reading them. It's kind of funny. But for the queen, she like would transcribe like Neo-Confucian like texts and stuff, because
oh my god,
on the side, because women at that time weren't allowed to like partake in learning that stuff. So she would do that on the side. But But as the tides of political intrigue shift, Joachim must walk a fine line among the royals, particularly the crown prince. Okay, and he is good looking, right? But after all, the court ladies don't call him the goblin for nothing.
The goblin.
Yeah, he keeps to himself and all that type of stuff. And Joachim, she's like, is he gay? She's like not intimidated by him. Like he literally like grabs her by like the collar and he's like, why aren't you intimidated by me? And she's like, why would I be scared of you? She's like, you look human to me. And it's just really, there's like, yeah, it's their relationship is really nice. And the I love how like it's not a fast shift into like he's like, I'm gonna be with you now, you're my court lady, like bedchamber at night. I don't care about
You're
my
my
wife.
concubine.
Yeah, that type of thing. This is also a Korean drama adaptation as well. I don't know what the name of it is. I guess it's also the
It's
Red
called
Sleeve.
The Red Sleeves.
Okay. Yeah. So, I had binge read this last night and it's like really good. And I really like the
How
art
many
of it.
chapters is it?
Right now on Tapas, there's 62. So,
Okay.
man, y'all, like it's really intriguing. I'm like thinking that the crown prince's like wife that they don't have a relationship at all. Like he is not interested in her. It's just a whole political thing. Um, but like
He's married?
yeah,
Oh.
he got married at a young age.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's like a political thing. Like they don't
Are
they
they
don't get
friends?
it on. No, he doesn't like her. She's like, he is intrigued. Like, he starts becoming intrigued with the palace maid because she, like, stands up to him and is, like, intellectual, like, someone he can talk to about things and stuff like that. But, like, with his wife, he's just very, like, off. Like, she's off putting. She's just, like, does whatever he says, you know, that type of thing. Very, like,
Ah.
you know,
Yep.
like, I'm going to follow what you say. I am a lowly woman. Like, that type of thing. So he's not interested in her. But I'm like, on the side, I was like, I think she's sus. She's suspicious. And I think she might try to do something to harm the main girl, which I'm like, that better not happen. That better not
You
happen.
leave my girl alone.
Yeah. So, I'm curious to see where this goes. I'm like waiting for the day where he's like, will you be my concubine? Like, I'm gonna be like,
Well, hopefully,
he's like,
so
dang, I want her.
the way that I always hope that these kinds of things turn out when it's like the crown prince and the maid or whatever, and
I
uh
want her to be the
he's
queen.
already got a wife. I always hope that like the wife will do something crazy to like get her to pose or something, and then he can make her his wife.
Yeah, that's what I'm hoping for too. So I have no idea what's gonna happen.
This is what we mean when we say predictability in storylines.
But it seems that the wife is getting like very she's feeling very insecure because even the queen, like the queen at the time is like really likes her because she's like someone she can talk to and like have her like transcribe things for her and like read her stories and stuff.
That's so cute.
Yeah, it's like really good. And
A nice mother-in-law.
a strong female character in like a historical story, which is nice
Which
to
you
see.
don't normally get.
Which you don't normally get. So this is why I'm like really liking
Yeah.
this one, and I'm like people should check this out. And the art is beautiful. So, and
Yeah.
they're funny.
And it's cool that it's already got a K-drama adaptation to it. So
Yeah,
you can probably
So-
watch that after you're done reading it.
probably. Yeah, I'm really liking it. So, yeah, check this out. I think that is all of our recommendations. Do you have any honorable mentions? Oh, I had wrote them down. Forgot I did that.
Yeah,
We
I
got-
have a couple.
If you want more like modern stuff, Positively Yours, that is a really different one because she actually ends up like pregnant out of wedlock with the dude. So that was like crazy different.
Yo, I forgot about that one. That one was
Yeah.
so good.
Positively Yours, really good.
Yeah.
Like I said, business proposal or a business proposal.
Yeah.
Those are really good. I like Villainous in Love. That was a good one. If you want to buy, like, manhwas are starting to become like in print. So if you want to start collecting like physical copies of stories like this, you can get Solo Leveling. But there's also one of a like historical fantasy type world with like guilds and all that type of stuff, called The Beginning After the End, and that's a really good like I guess it's isekai because I think he was someone in a different life and he died and then he was, oh well, no, it's reincarnation. It's reincarnation. Sorry, my bad. That's a really good one.
Could be confused with isekai.
Yeah, could be confused with isekai.
But
One
you
that
can
we're
find the prints of the manhwas in the manga section at any stores. They have them at Barnes and Noble. They have them at Books a Million. A
it's
lot of
crazy.
the BL is getting printed.
And y'all, if you listen to past episode stuff, I'm always talking about how I read in BL, right? So let me just go ahead and list off some things that you guys can check out. Okay, first, Love So Pure, Mr. 100% Perfect, Semantic Error, Pass, Non-Pass, Love of Cloud and Rain, Who Can Define Popularity? Literally, I'm rereading that again because I like it. And then two, Uncanny Charm, and The Dangerous Convenience Store. Now, mind you, sexy times do occur. Be aware.
It's spicy.
Spicy. It's spicy. All these are consensually spicy. So, just beware.
I don't think any of the manhwa that we recommended are spicy.
No.
No.
But if you want
some of the honorable mentions.
But if you want some recommendations about that,
join the Discord.
Join the Discord. We'll gladly drop some more recommendations if you guys
for sure
read about that.
I have a couple of honorable mentions also.
Ooh, go ahead.
So one that I'm reading right now, it's updating pretty regularly, is The Broken Ring, This Marriage Will Fail Anyway. Love that one.
That's crazy.
Caviar Falcon Princess. Translations are a little sometimes, but it's an interesting storyline nonetheless. How to Hide the Emperor's Child. Whoa. For My Derelict Love.
Oh, yeah. That's on Webtoon.
Yep. Yeah. I Failed to Divorce My Husband. Marriage of Convenience. I'll Be the Matriarch in This Life.
That's a good one. Another strong female character.
Yes. Okay, two more. Your Eternal Lies.
Ah!
And, oh, no, just kidding. Now two more. Honey, I'm Going on Strike. And last one is I Raised a Black Dragon.
Right. Yes.
Super
that
good.
One's really good. I like that one. That's all of our recommendations and honorable mentions. I hope you guys check them out and can get back to us on them because I think they're really good.
Yeah.
Or if you're already reading them, let us know what you think about them.
Or if there was one that you're reading and you're like, I can't believe that they didn't mention this, join the Discord, put it in the chat. We always need more recommendations.
Yeah, and who knows? We might already be reading it and didn't mention
it because there's just so many.
Right. But if you're curious to see what next week's episode is going to be about, you can go to our Instagram at Are We Nerds to check out the rest of our March schedule because it is going to be a little different. So go ahead and check that out. And don't forget to follow our Instagram so you can see future schedule updates, editing bloopers, and whatever we're doing in our little nerd world. Okay? But you can also interact with us and catch up on our latest endeavors by joining our Discord. Yay! You can join by going to the link for that. That will be in our episode description. And don't forget, if you have enjoyed this video and past videos, don't forget to like and subscribe if you're listening and watching this on YouTube. Or if you're watching and listening to this on Spotify, our other streaming platform, rate us 5 stars. We greatly appreciate it. Thank you for
Five
all the ratings.
stars.
5 stars. 5 stars. We are humbled and we appreciate everyone for their ratings and following us. Thank you for that. We really appreciate you. And
Thank
a
you,
link.
everyone, for supporting my sister. Thank
Oh,
you.
yes. Ah, thank you, Dana. Thank you.
Ah, you're
Ah.
welcome, Emily.
But a link to all of the social platforms that I had mentioned, you can find that also in the episode description in one link. So easy access. And thank you so much. Thank you, Dana, for being on this episode. She's just
Thank
always
you for
on.
having
So.
me. Hey, I got a lot to say about a lot of this stuff, so
That's because we're each other's like web comic plugs. It just be like
yeah.
that. So thank you guys so much for tuning in, and we'll catch y'all next weekend.
Bye
Bye.
bye.
Bye bye.
Bye bye.
Bye bye.
Bye bye.